We're officially recording. Ta-da-da!
Wonderful.
All right, and then we'll try this live on Facebook.
Okie
We'll
dokie.
see how. I'm going to laugh at. It usually pops up. This is the like. Do, 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 do.
Right? Yeah, really? I never done that.
You've never done a live on Facebook?
Nope.
Expanding your range right now. I'm very proud of you. Way to go. You're being brave. The first one I feel like is always interesting.
Well. I never did it on making the move, the technology part.
It is an interesting experience.
I suppose so.
Sometimes it'll spin and spin and spin, and I'm always like, "Are we live? Is this happening right now?" It's this lovely joke, and so we'll be on, and I'll be like, like hit the screen. Is this on?
Hey, is somebody in there?
Is anybody watching? I'm just gonna be like, live from Mexico. All right. Yeah. No, I'm not going to try and spell the name of your town. Meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. Hey everybody, I'm Elysia Buss, obviously, because you're probably watching from my channel. This is Horsepower Empowerment Through Connection. Today I'm here with Julio Villasante from Querétaro, Mexico. Did I say that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Oh, thank you. I love.
You are very welcome. It's really fun. I haven't done a live for a minute. So we have connected here today. Julio is going to be one of the speakers from the Men's Summit. We're super excited about that. He is our first speaker from Mexico, and he works with horses. Julio, can you tell us a little bit more about your business, Holistic Horses, just to give people a quick preview?
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you so much, and I really love to talk about this. So I hope everyone could have at least 6 hours from now. So I started running this business, Holistic Horses, 8 years ago. For me, it was like a big moment in my life. I just had quit for a job because it was not making sense with me, with values and for vision in life. So literally one day, I just woke up and walked through the office of who was my boss, and I say, I quit. And she was like, really? And I say, yeah, I just quit. Thank you so much. So I go downstairs and go with all the team, and I say, okay, thank you for everything. I just quit. How come? Did any trouble or something like that? And I say, no, I just quit. So goodbye, and I see you soon. And then I walk to house. Yeah. Sure, I will see you again. And then the thing was that I went to house, and then I just arrived up there, and I say to my wife, I say, hi, how was your day? Yeah, but it was really good. I say, okay, that's beautiful. Yeah, I quit. And she was like, what? yeah, I quit. How come? What you're gonna do? And what we are gonna do? And you know, all the stuff that just come, all the fears that just appear. And in a certain point, I was like, I quit. I just can't handle this, and it doesn't make any sense in my life. So
stay true to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. That was actually 1 year before I just started the business, Holistic Horses, and just in a short way of talking right now, that I just went to this workshop or this certification. I had this experience with a horse named Domino. It was just mind blowing, a moment, and in that precise moment, I just feel, sense, and listen to that. This was so powerful to working with horses from another, absolutely another mindset point of view and whatever. Because I got a baggage full of stuff around horsemanship, and it's not that it's bad. I mean, I just got that quote knowledge because
Yeah.
after that I realized that I didn't have any knowledge. I just have some methods or techniques, and then for me it was like, whoa, this is incredible. So from that moment, I just decided that this this was, at least for that moment, my path, my journey, and what I really wanted to do it. Because for me it was so impressive, and working with horses in this, like in this point of view or in this way, it's it's full of love, and that's, I believe that's the only way. Love, it's the only way, and love is the only answer. And if there's a species that it's capable of showing that with no judgment, with no nothing, it's
Yeah.
horses.
Yeah.
They are amazing. So after that, I just started running the business, and when I was like 3 years from that, I decided that I want to make a further step around all this equine assisted learning, and I took another certification. And in that trip, I make a promise to myself and a horse. It was actually on a horse constellation, where you gotta put the constellation of what are your dreams about the horses and the equine assisted learning. And I remember that I put a big ball, what like this Pilates ball, where the people just sit down,
Yeah.
and then I put some ropes just going to and a point over there, and I put the ball over the ropes, and I say to the person that was over there with me, okay, this is my vision. I want to see the world just spinning around with horses. And 1 minute after that, then she told me, hey, take a look at that. And then I just turned around because I was giving the back to the horse and to the whole constellation scenario. And the horse just come walk slowly and just hit the ball like boom, like with the head. And then the ball started rolling, and I was like, whoa, this is so great. I mean, I don't need no more clues, neither information from outsiders, insider, whatever. This is the way. This is the path. And actually, it has been really interesting. Some moments of very joyful moments, and other moments when I definitely my mind is like saying, "Hey, you need to quit. This is
Mm.
not very um, this is not going to give you a lot of money and all those stuff." And I just really, I promise you, and all who are seeing us, I just make like a decision like, okay, then I go to quit. And after that, something happens. I receive a call, I have a new contract or whatever, and then I say, okay, this is the last try, and then I return, and then I
You just can't
so,
quite leave it.
yeah, I can't, and I won't for the moment. I mean, I'm just living my dream, and I just so passionate about that. Uh, for me to measure that is that whenever I'm close to the horses and people, and it disappeared times, I have no hunger. I can work 8, 9, 10, 11 hours, and then after I finish, it's like, okay, which day is today? Kind of like that. So
Yeah.
there's another messy stuff like to make the sales stuff that I don't like it that much. And my
Like, I just
partners,
want to play with the horses.
yeah, and my partners didn't help me that much selling because they are the horses. I'm the only one with with a business. I mean, I'm the only human running the business. So
I mean, they are your
I
business partners, but you know, it's just a different form of holding space.
yeah, absolutely. And I have this director board meeting with them, and then I just go like, okay, guys, what we're gonna do next?
They're just like,
And
I don't know, how many carrots do you have? Who's getting
I
away
have
with the
eyes.
most carrots? That's what the horses want to know.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, yesterday I was talking with a friend of mine, and he just had brought some tacos for a guy that works with him.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I love to give food to the people because at the bottom line we work together and they make this business running." And I say, "Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that." And he told me, "Well, you are better than I." And I say, "Than me, sorry." And I say like, "How?" And he was like, "You only give carrots." And I say, "Yeah, yeah. I
Way
wish
healthier.
only carrots. Horses only eat one carrot."
So
So that's my journey with the business.
what's the name of the model that you learned for working with the horses?
The name of the model, okay.
Yeah.
The what I did the last one, it was a horse dream that is based on Germany with Gerhard Krebs and Karin Krebs, that they start running this business like 24 years ago,
Wow.
and we are at around 320 members, I guess.
And
Uh,
out of those members, how many of them, what percentage would you say are men?
the necessary. No, just few of us. We are around 15%. That's the last numbers that I
Fif-
got.
15%
15%.
of the group of people in that model are men.
Yep.
How many people of color do you feel like are in that organization? Do you have any idea?
No, but what I can tell you is that we are like in 300 countries. I mean, we are all over the world. We're in
That's
India,
fantastic.
in Asia, in Europe, South America, North America, and we are all around the world. And we're crazy people making crazy things.
All over the world, yet the percentage is still 15% of men only in that industry. That's really fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. So from my perspective, it's amazing. It's amazing that we're 15 and not only 10. From that perspective.
Do you have
Um,
any like thoughts on why there are so few men in equine assisted learning and therapy industry?
yeah, I have a lot of ideas, and what I really believe is that when it comes to talk about emotions, when it comes to talk about open your heart, when it talks about to lose this kind of like power or this mindset of the man all around the world. I mean, I think it doesn't make any difference between the US, Mexico, and Spain and whatever. Um, there are a lot of men that they are not willing just to explore that. There's a lot of fear to talk about that. It's a lot of fear just to open the heart because in some way we have this illusion that we are losing our control about the things. And the fact is that if you just think about it, we don't have any control. It's just illusion that we have that control. And so if you go to that kind of work, just to open your heart in that, there's a huge room for that, but small space in the mind of men. But the other hand, is not that only women can do that. I mean, we all can do that, but women are excellent, and women are love, and women are a lot of things that just keep on pushing. And this kind of say, I like to call it the heart set instead of the mindset, the heart set. This heart set, it's quite interesting moments right now because, for example, one of the words that has been with a lot of search at Google Analytics nowadays is compassion.
Mm.
And that's a lot of men looking for that word and looking for that information. So that's a huge, huge step forward.
Yeah. No,
And I believe that most of the time, if it's not about domination, you know, that I am the man and I need to make control and I make it dominate everything. It's probably not seen like a way of making progress in life. And I really see it the other way. It's not about dominating anything. It's just about to be. And if you are, then you open up a lot of possibilities in your life, not only financial, that it's the common talk between my friends and a lot of men, you know, like if you call them, hey, how are the things are going? Oh yeah, it's really hard right now. Or yeah, I'm really making good money or real. And I say, okay, but without that, how are you? Oh, I don't want to, whatever. But it's so difficult to open up and say, I'm feeling like this and like this and like that.
Why do you think that is?
Fear.
Fear of what?
Fear of losing control, fear of seeing those shadows over there, fear of facing that, fear of feeling vulnerability, fear of a lot of fears they might present over there, but at the end of the day, we are all humans. We all have tears. We all have dreams. We all have disappointments in life. And the thing is that most men just shut the door and don't want to talk about that because it perhaps seems like if I talk about that, I'm weak. And in men cultures, a lot of them, weakness is not the way. And I believe it's completely the other side. Is as long as we as men don't recognize our weakness, we're never gonna be us as humans because we are always gonna be like making that apart. And it's beautiful to feel the weakness and to talk about that. Well, that's my perception of why 15%.
No, I really appreciate all of that. Culturally in Mexico, what do you feel like masculinity is in Mexico? Both stereotypically and like why it might be difficult to have like certain conversations that might be uncomfortable for men.
Okay, that's a very interesting question. I will say to you that I first will ask myself if it's on public or if it's in private.
Sure.
You know,
So
because
in
I think there's a different way to live that in most
yeah, because
of the guys.
there's like peer pressure and whatnot, and then there's also just like the perceptions that you have to be able to keep jobs in different political offices and whatnot, like all these different pieces and the roles that we play in society, right? And then privately, what that looks like, and courtship, I feel like in Mexico is also very different than America for those reasons, like to a degree. I mean, you've been to America, like have you, and like you have American friends, like do you feel that that's a true statement?
Well, let's see. I don't know if everything around the horse. Perhaps if we go to like sports around horses,
Okay.
you know, for example, talking about rodeos.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
always, or most of the time, always there are only girls making these barrel races.
Oh, interesting.
As long as I've seen, you know. And there's
Versus
kind of
guys riding the
like
bulls.
the, yeah, the men activities and the women activities,
Fascinating.
and that's quite interesting. Why only that's for women, or why is only that for men? So I believe there's kind of like a mindset, a cultural stuff of there, in order that this is guys stuffs. And
Interesting.
I have this same example here in Mexico. We talk about the charreria, the charros, the men, the tough ones. They do all this stuff with the horses, whatever they do. And the ladies, the sweet ladies, or the women, they only make this other stuff that they call escaramuza. It's just about a group making some activities of their very dangerous ones, as a matter of fact, some of them, but they are just aside. So there's the men's sport and the women's sport, and they can work together, saying that way. But it's not just that they are this championship together.
They don't intermingle.
Yeah, yeah. And if you go to, I don't know, raining perhaps, there's a way both men and women, they just compete in the same arena. But I don't know the numbers, but I believe there are most men riding horses in that way.
Hmm.
I don't know the number. Huh? I really don't know. But here, yes, all horses are also very stereotype and use people to go and go ridings, make ridings, and on those riding is like the tequila and the music, and it's just enjoy being so man, enjoying our manhood. And in those places, the horse, I sometimes like to call it that way. It's kind of like a bicycle or a motorcycle. I mean, it's just a tool,
Mm, for those
just
people.
a tool. Yeah. So for my egoic part, for my macho Mexicano part, or whatever, it's not that it's bad. I just want to make this clear. It's just another way of living that. Um, Being around horses is kind of like the mindset. And definitely, I believe here in Mexico we don't have this culture in other countries. I had a lot of friends that they are from, for example, I just want to name a friend of mine that she lives in Austria, and she used to live here in Mexico. So we were talking about this thing around the schools of horses, jump and whatever. And I was telling her that here, at least in Mexico, most of the places, you just go over there and the horse is just ready.
Yeah.
So you just arrive over there, you go up the horse, just work, and then go down and then go to your house. And there's really not that much about connection. There's not that much about being with your horse, just being
Yeah.
like that. So what happens next is that people get used to that it's just a tool to satisfy whatever dreams you want to be a champion, or you want to do whatever. And I've seen a lot of people, but especially I remember one very clear. It was like 5 years ago in Spain when I was making a workshop over there, and there was this lady, young lady, and she was in the picadero with the horse, and she was just with the whip like, but she was watching, like the cell phone like this, and with the whip, and the horse just was just running around, just like a mechanical stuff of doing it, and I was like, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed that she's doing that. What is
Yeah.
really curious
I
for me is that it's not any teacher or an adult here trying to make her see that.
Yeah, I'm just like, why are you on your cell phone while you're riding your horse?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. That was my
It's
first
just,
question. Like, okay,
I
what?
was
It
just,
doesn't make sense.
yeah, no, that's interesting.
So
Yeah,
I don't know if I answered your question.
this is a meandering thing. That's the lovely thing about these interviews is that it's just like two friends like sitting at a cafe, like having conversations, and we all have like our what squirrel moments, and then we go off on tangents, and it's just like I feel like part of the human condition for the most part. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there that are just like, no, these are the questions that we ask, and these are the answers. Which no, come back to the center.
Yeah,
I feel it just makes it more fun. In the beginning.
yeah.
Culturally, so there are two aspects. I think culturally you just went down the road of how men interact with horses, right? And you feel like in general, stereotypically in Mexico, that there's kind of more force and they're looked at more as a tool rather than in partnership. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yep. At least
uh
that's my perception or the experience I have near me.
yeah. Do you see that shifting at all? Or do you feel like for the most part it's still like really on that straight shot that people are just like looking at them as tools?
No, I believe it's making a shift, and that's amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, I've talked for three guys in the last 2 weeks that they want to start like building a new relationship with their horses.
Fantastic.
Uh, yeah, and I was amazed really because it was like, okay, I didn't realize that. I was just thinking about other stuff. So what I believe, and I don't know, what do you think about this, or your audience, what do you think about this? And I listened to this question a long time ago, and really keeps I keep that question just going on. Is that all the kids, either boys or girls, at their early days of life or years, 2, 3, 4 years, we love to go to see horses. So we love to go just over there and just being like outside the box, and like like this a whole admiration and contemplation of the magnificence of that being,
Right.
or whatever we can feel on that moment. So we take carrots and we ask for sugar and we just do whatever we need to do just to go over there.
Yeah.
And then there comes the adult. For example, in my experience of life or in my history, they come the adult and they say, okay, Julio, now it's time to go up. They put me up on the horse and they say like, do it like this, and you are the man, and you need to say to the horse what the horse needs to do, and if it doesn't make, um, if it doesn't go or follow your orders, then you gotta hit or then you gotta do whatever.
Right.
And then you start changing your mindset of the love of the horses to do something with the horses. And then in a point that just like the love for being there with the horses kind of like disappear, because you start rolling in another mindset of competition or whatever. And then we have to see things like the one that I was telling you,
Yeah.
like being with the horse and with the phone. But hopefully, hopefully, there's gonna be a lot of men um, being brave, saying that way, and recognizing that there's another way of do the things, and doesn't feel to be like like pinky, like girly, to talk about emotions around you with your horse, and that it's perfect, okay, to feel whatever you feel being around horses or with your horse. And that's quite a big difference way of being and having this relationship with your horse.
Yeah. Speaking of mindset, Do you feel like societally in Mako that the topic of masculinity is starting to be challenged and shifting and being redefined in present day, or do you feel like it's still kind of in that standard scope? It's been around for ages.
1 million of years.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, like,
absolutely. No, I've seen that it's changing, and I'm just going to put you some examples. There are a lot of dads or men that go to schools to watch their kids. And that just can be a little sample of what is going on. I mean, perhaps you don't talk about that, like what you feel, and you talk about that you were proud to see your kid in a very excellent performance or whatever, or the rock star of the school. But at least, yeah, at least just going up there, it shows in a certain way that we men are just more willing to go and be and share in another space. Perhaps we don't have the language, or we don't want to use the language in which we can just show up and say this is happening, because perhaps socially is not well seen, and perhaps is seen like a weakness, a sign of weakness. But I know a lot of friends of mine, and I do that with my kids, for example. I cry in front of them. And for me, it was really so liberating the day I did that. Just thinking about that, I just received, well, not received, I just opened my Facebook, and that's actually true. And then I read a message of a very loved friend of mine. And that message was, "Hey friends, I just wait for you on the other side." And it was like, I just took my glasses like, what? And actually, she didn't wrote that, but she asked her daughter to write that on Facebook. And then that's the way I I knew that she just passed away. And for me, it was kind of like shocking. And I started laughing because we used to make a lot of jokes and laugh a lot in every time we see each other. And then I just go upstairs, and one of my sons just appear and say like, "Hey, how are you, Dad?" And the first reaction, and it was just 2 years ago, the first reaction, it was just like trying to say, "I'm okay," but knowing that I was not okay, you know?
Yeah.
But that's something just, uh, okay, one horse that I work with just show up like that. And then I was like, I'm really sad. I'm really sad because this girl just passed away. And I just, I don't know, I'm sad. And I just started crying. And he just come to me and give me a big hug. And he was like, okay, Dad, everything's gonna be okay. And I say, thank you, but I don't need no words. I just want to hug. And then we hug each other for, I don't know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or whatever, 5 minutes. And then after that, just being more calm, I start laughing and laughing and laughing. And my kid was like, are you okay?
He's like, Dad, I'm a little confused right now, but it's really good to be able to have those emotional releases. It's very important.
Yeah, and what I just thought about that later is that in some ways we all learn about what we see, not what we are told,
Yeah.
and what we sense, not what we are told. And in that way, if people or men see other men, they are just open their heart like that, they're gonna start perhaps with a curiosity of, okay, that's not that bad. Perhaps I can deal with that, and I just give it a try.
Yeah.
So I see it's changing, and I feel it's changing, and I hope it continue its way.
Do you feel like that having more men's groups available to be supportive and do things together in process would be something that would be welcome in your community?
Yep, definitely. Perhaps nowadays it's gonna be easier if they use the face masks because they're not gonna be recognized. that's
Ah,
a that's a joke. That's a joke. No, yeah,
silver
definitely,
linings of
definitely.
COVID. Everybody likes jokes.
Yeah,
Keep
no, the
wanting to
thing
like
is,
draw funny faces on the masks.
yeah, so you're not recognized when you're at the workshop. No, this is really true. I used to have this workshop when I began all this journey that it was woman empowerment workshop, and it was just exclusively for women, and that was the point. But 2 years after that, more or less, I decided that it was perhaps time to start making the same workshop and in with the same name, Woman Empowerment Workshop, but just adding for men.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I think that if you are a man or a woman or a dog or a horse or a tree or whatever, if you find a safe space to be yourself and to really connect with yourself and just share that with no mm, or at least feeling safe in those spaces, then it's going to be tremendous appointments for assisting to that.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Julio.
I love
So
it.
where are some what are some of the populations that you work with in your business for holistic horses?
Oh, I've done a lot of stuff. Okay, I have this corporate site, and I work with corporates and with CEOs and with companies, making these team alignments and this leadership. Uh, the art of leadership is one of the workshop, and this change management. And also I do some coaching with people, but not but. And I work with couples, communications in couples. And I really love to work with kids, but I don't really love to work with the mothers and fathers of the kids.
Mm.
So yeah, I gotta be honest.
You have to do it
Uh,
separately.
yeah,
You see the
absolutely.
parents first and work through that, and then you see the kids, and then the whole family gets to come together to have a better experience.
Yeah, that will be beautiful. But in my experience, and I really decide that I just don't want to explore that
Totally
side.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was
I've been a
because
teacher. I understand that concept.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Okay,
Teaching in
there's
public and private schools, I'm like, yeah, no, I do. I understand.
yeah, and then it comes this lady, which her daughter was at the
Oh,
workshop,
so
and
funny.
she just started like kind of like punishing me and saying that she knew what her kid needs and blah blah blah, and I said like, okay, this is just the beginning and the end of this, and I say, yeah, perhaps your kid is gonna need a lot of stuff, but why don't we start with you? And it's very funny. I'm gonna say this, and it's very curious and funny for me because there are a lot of businessmen, or yeah, especially the men
Uh-huh.
or team leaders that when I have this talk with them, not all of them, let's make that clear, but some of them, that they start like, okay, I need to do this and this and that with my team and the cooperation and the communication because blah 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 blah. And I say,
Yeah.
okay, that's wonderful, that's wonderful. Why don't we start with you? Oh no no no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not the one that having issues. They are. Yeah, okay, that's exactly. But we start with you, and it's the same answer with the mothers and fathers with the kids.
Yeah. So Carrie Lake says, Elysia, you found Julio. Hola, mi amigo.
Ah, Carrie, amiga. Mwah.
Carrie's fantastic. Carrie's been on the show before as well. We were very lucky to get to have engagements with her. It's
Carrie has
incredible.
been here in Querétaro also, and I miss her.
Aww. She's doing gosh, so many workshops. She's been so busy talking to different people. Like she's doing something I think with George Bronos and Eleni Argy, I think. Algie, I always mess up her last name. I feel so bad about that.
Ah, yeah, I saw them. I saw them two
Aw,
days
thanks,
ago.
Carrie. She says, I love you both. She says,
Oh, thank you.
thanks, Carrie. Um, so much goodness happening in the world. I'm just really excited to get to be part of all these movements going on. It's just such an honor and a privilege. It's just nice to see things like starting to shift in a positive manner. So
Yeah, absolutely. And you know that I really love about horses. Well, they I love a lot of things about horses, but Carrie knows. We're talking about Carrie that I have. Well, I have. There is this mule living in the herd,
yeah,
and this mule has been amazing teacher, amazing one. The thing is that she was or is so frightened for humans that when you just go next to her, she just the first reaction is just to move away.
yeah,
So mm I decided to make this new approach with the mule and not just making the same mindset and the same tools of the horsemanship. And it has been an incredible journey. And the thing is that the mule have shown me one thing that I just want to share with everyone, that in a certain way, this is our lives is like start all over again day by day. Never take for granted that I just met whatever, Alicia or Carrie or whatever. So the next time I just don't put attention and I just don't bring my awareness because I just met you yesterday. So why should I take the chance to bring my awareness into the conversation? And every day it's like, let's start all over again. Don't take for granted that yesterday we just met, and don't take for granted that yesterday we just hug or whatever. If you take it to a personal or to the business,
yeah,
so as long as we learn to understand and feel this, it's quite an opening, mysterious, and excitement path to explore. Because nowadays, I think it's more than evident that everything can change just from the night to the morning.
it's true.
And I believe that that thing to just wake up, reset, and restart, it's an amazing way of living.
Yeah. Getting to be fully present in each moment.
Yeah,
Beautiful thing. So Julio, who inspires you? Speaking of being present,
horses.
horses. I love it. Yes, they can definitely be very
Yeah,
inspiring. And mules.
and mules and donkeys and nature and everyone. But talking about
Oh,
humans.
Carrie says Julio is so inspiring to me. In a culture and environment that is not terribly open to feeling, he stays true to his heart and his work. He doesn't compromise what he knows in his heart. That's beautiful. Thank you
Mm,
for sharing, Carrie.
thank you, amiga querida. Well, Carrie is one of the incredible hearts and souls and beings that have inspired me a lot. I read her books; they're amazing. I actually keep on reading them because I don't know why, and that's a very funny thing that I need to ask her. I don't know why every time I read it, I learn something new. So her books are amazing, and it is really for me kind of say funny because I met her in San Francisco. If I don't, if I remember, okay, it was like 4 years ago, and it was just a moment. at this congress that she was a speaker and I was an assistant.
Hmm.
Uh, we were just having dinner, and just say that way because it was meant to happen. We just sat like kind of like together in front of another girl, and we just were talking about life. You know her, so that's amazing. That's
Yes, it's
amazing.
always an amazing conversation when you get to talk to Carrie about pretty much anything.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And well, at the end of the day, we were just talking about horses and blah blah blah. And she told me, if I don't, if I remember more or less the words, like, "Hey Julio, here's the thing. There's a lot of people that work with horses that they put all the credits, saying that way, to the horses, but they are not acknowledging their presence and their being." And for me, it was like, what? Later on, 5 minutes after that, it was like whoa, yeah, yeah, of course. That's that.
You're
That's the
like,
perfect. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, she's good
And
for that.
if you see it that way, or in this way, that as I mentioned it, or as I thought about it, is that we as humans, or at least I'm gonna talk about me. I had the perfect excuses for not showing up. I had the perfect excuses for saying the horses are a miracle, are magical, and Kerry is a miracle, is a magical, and everyone is a miracle and it's magical, but where is the me? And that was really amazing about that. And after that, I say, Kerry, I want to be your friend.
You're like, I'm just gonna take this one right over here.
Yeah, so well, Kerry inspired me a lot. Definitely the the kids that live in house. I don't want to call them my kids because I'm kind of like a process of taking away the my horses, my things. They are great teachers in life or guidance in life. Uh, and I believe we as adults have a lot much to learn from infants, from kids. They are amazing, really
I
amazing.
agree. Yeah, they're able to stay in a place and wonder.
Yeah,
And so many
absolutely.
adults, they lose the magical experience of existence. And there's so much out there that's wondrous. And yeah, that's the beautiful thing of
Yeah,
children.
absolutely. And well, a lot of people has passed. Well, my friend that passed away,
Mm.
she also inspired me a lot. Uh, and I really want to be honest with you, and well, with me, with you, with everyone. I don't have this kind of like guru, because I believe everyone has his own mm, presence. It's the contribution, as Kerry said. I
Yeah.
believe your mind and everyone uniqueness. It's a gift for life. It's a gift for whatever. Kerry taught me that. And
Like, we're just gonna tag her in the video. It'll be fine. Everybody can go find her. Go talk to Carrie.
and
She's got lots to offer. Extra pitch for the day.
and well, a lot of people have inspired me for what I will love keep on doing, and what I really know I just don't want to do it anymore. So the inspiration for me nowadays, it not only comes from kind of like a guru where I just want to go. The inspiration comes from everywhere and every place. And after I just think and feel about that, it's amazing to learn from each other. I mean, you inspire me to show up on a Facebook live, and it was
Thank
like
you.
you
It was
inspire
a
me, and
spontaneous thing. It's true.
yeah, but
And you
but
were so brave.
you are doing this, and that's amazing, as a matter of fact, I was starting a podcast, and I still doing it. That the bottom line of this podcast, it was going it's from the extraordinary, from the ordinary to the extraordinary. That was kind of like the name, from
I
the
love it.
ordinary to the extraordinary. But here's the thing: the ordinary is all these rock stars, all what is
Ah,
sold in media, and the big kahunas and whatever. That's the ordinary. The
yeah,
extraordinary, it's all citizens around the world.
beautiful.
So it's just kind of like bring that ordinary to the extraordinary, or how do you say? Yeah, the ordinary, that it's all the rock stars, all the influencers, and all the whatever, to the extraordinary, that it's you, me, and everyone. So I think everyone has a uniqueness, as Carrie said, and just to show up and be you, it's a really quite good way of having good sleep, good rest, and don't and just been taking away all the masks. So every day you woke up, we start all over again, and I don't need to remember what I'm gonna do today and which mask I need to take with me,
Yeah,
because it's only you.
yep. Certainly makes things easier to keep track of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness gracious. Julio, thank you so much for being on the show today. Is there anything else you would like to share? Oh, Carrie says, oh, Julio, the ordinary to the extraordinary. That's beautiful. And she also says, yes. Is there anything else, my friend, that you would like to share with the audience before we wrap up for today?
Well, uh, mm, I say everything. I just said it with the heart, and I really appreciate that this call, this talk. For me, it's incredible. And as Kerry said, let's just play and have fun. I mean, just having fun and playing around in life with life. It's amazing for the people that they don't, or they are thinking perhaps, what should I go with horses or not? They are dangerous or not. I will encourage them to go and really give it a try. If they don't like it, they don't go back, and there's no problem. I mean, uh, women, men are just, or have the same capability to feel, to cry, to laugh,
Yeah.
uh, the same. So there's no excuse because I'm a man and men don't cry. That's just a mindset, and you can take it
Right.
away as simple as that.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Carrie says, see why I love Julio. It's easy to do. He's a pretty great guy. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And yeah, all right, everybody. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Adios.
All right, we are.